What is up, guys? Welcome to the Transparency. A little afternoon live. Want to hear from you guys. Curious. Don't mind the beeping. I got the fire department here hosing me off because it's going to be a hot one this afternoon in the studio. Let's see what we got here. I am going to drop the link. You guys have 3 minutes on panel to tell me, what do you think occurred between 3:29 a.m. and 4:04 a.m. Reason it's important is allegedly the white Elantra that was filled by Brian Kohlberger was driving around the Idaho campus, basically, allegedly. So, again, welcome. Did get my power back. We've been getting, I don't know what they're doing around here, but the weather and the towers are just not working. So, here we go. Let's see. Did I drop that? There you go. There's your link. Lana, that pic is gorgeous. Thank you. Look out. Fire. Leaving for Idaho, so I'll be in Idaho the next couple days. I think there was 2 white cars, and they knew it would confuse law enforcement and would cause doubt on the whole thing, says Jenny. Jenny from the block. How are you? Yeah, you can definitely become a member of TNT. There you go. You get to bypass anytime we're in slow-mo. You just get to go right to the front of the line. Who's taking a nap to my voice today? Let's go. I am uploading a new Jared Brannigan video. I've been actually working on these dual monitors to make it triple monitors to this overhead projector. And you guys, I'm just so in the weeds with trying to get all of this stuff. I'm going to have to get one of those Best Buy geek guys to come on over here and, say F it and have them come here and just like bring over the splicers and whatever else they have to do. You're Jenny Lou from the block. You guys, Doc Thrifty is perfectly fine. Okay. If he wants to not have a channel anymore, then that's his choice. Okay. He is perfectly fine. Doc Thrifty, if he does not want to have his channel anymore, that is his prerogative. I don't bother people. I don't ask them why they do something. Is their life. And I respect people's, right to their, whether it's privacy, whatever it is. But I don't go breathing down people's back as to why they don't want to have a YouTube channel or why they took their channel down or, any of the above things. So, and I think people going around asking other people if somebody is okay, that's how rumors would even begin. If you want to know how somebody is, then contact them. If they don't contact you, that's their right as well. But to go around in chats and ask about it, I think that that's really inappropriate. So that's the only time I'm going to say anything more about that. So happy belated safe travels, Lana. Thank you so much. Alice was very kind, like way kind. Lord knows, you know what? Of all the places to travel, when you have to travel into Idaho, you actually want to go into Spokane to fly. It's a lot cheaper. But when you say it's a lot cheaper, it's still expensive. I was like, damn, you would think that I was going to like Key West or something, and I'm going to Idaho. So thank you. That was very kind. I don't know if he's fine. How would I know if he's fine though? That's the whole thing. I don't know. I think that he's be perfectly fine. I mean, I I don't know. I don't bother people. That's just not how I am. Um, and you're not the only one there, love. You're definitely not the only one. But I just it wouldn't even be my place to say if anybody was this, that, or the other. So yeah, exactly, Mandy. It's just 100%. It's just not that person. Um, but you know, I do think we should talk about the 3:29 a.m. to 4:04 a.m. time frame. Um, that's what I think is. What's up, Donnie? How are you? I don't want to go to Oregon. You damn ducks over there. How long are you in Idaho for? I'm back on Sunday and would love to drive you to the airport in our limo. Hot damn. You know, the last time I was in a limo was for my birthday a couple nights ago. And is it a stretch Hummer? Because we know I like to get turned up in a stretch Hummer. Um, so actually, can I take you up on that? When I'm in Idaho, can you drive me around in a limo when I'm in Idaho for my June week-long trip? I'm working here, so guys, get that link and call in. Yeah. I'm getting so many deliveries over here. Unless we talk in Eco Shield, we can talk Eco Shield too. I need to do a live about that. Everybody wants to talk about Eco Shield. That's basically when the fraternities and sororities graduate. They go on to Eco Shield. I've never seen so many fists, like, fist pumping, you know. So, uh oh. Hey, girl, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are
What's
you
up?
feeling today?
I'm good. I thought I would be the first one to call since nobody's calling.
I know everyone's being so shy today.
Exactly. So I thought I'd start it up. How are you? How was your birthday?
Oh, my birthday was great. I'm still celebrating.
Good. Good. You should
I'm
have
over
the whole month.
I'm over here still celebrating.
Yes.
Just getting ready to leave though. Just cleaned my whole house.
Did you? Are you going to the case, the Lori Bello case?
No, I'm not going to Lori Vallow's case. I think I'm
Okay.
going to say as far as I can from Rexburg.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But I am following it.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's just so sad when you hear
It
about kids,
is.
kids and
That's the part that bothers me is like the only people that are standing up for these kids is that grandpa, the grandpa and grandma.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so sad. Her poor oldest son too. My heart breaks for him.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
JJ's.
even know she had that oldest son till I seen that one
Oh, so
documentary.
you
And
watch
then I'm like,
Netflix?
"Oh my God, that is heartbreaking."
Yeah. I will that's what I did. I stayed away from the case, didn't watch it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then I watched that Netflix and Bella was actually the one she's like, you need to see how crazy this case is.
That's what
Um
got me in is when
yeah,
I seen that and I seen that she had this oldest son and I'm like, "What?
yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you do
And then
that?"
I thought he did a great job.
He did.
You know,
He was
because
so mature and well spoken.
yes, it was
But he also spoke super highly of her. Like when he was a little boy, he said that she was a great mom.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's that's what was confusing. I don't
It
know if it's like this whole church cult. I don't know.
um Oh, so is it in Boise? Did Boise get the nod to have the trial? Is that where
Did
it's at?
they?
They may have actually. I just saw in chat. But you know what really broke my heart is that a lot of people thought that her older son had something, so he was getting hella,
Yes. Yes.
and that's what the internet can do to people. So
Yep.
but
Yes.
when I saw that, I was like, I thought he did a great job to
He
want to
did.
come out and overcome that,
Yep. Yep. That's what I love when people, that's why I love your channel. Like, I didn't know anything was going on. I mean, I don't want to bring it up, but I didn't know anything was going on in your life. You've never spoke about it. You've been super mature about it.
Yes. I don't talk. I mean, yes.
Right. And you're not out gossiping. And that's what I just hate when people attack people for no reason. There's no reason for it. Like,
Well,
he's not the brother, anybody in this world. I just hate when people get attacked.
Yeah, I think there's a way to discuss something versus
Right.
like,
Definitely.
especially like when you don't know something.
Yes.
There's a way to go about it.
Ask questions. Don't point fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's also times that, like, when you're discussing something and someone wants to say, oh, you'll find all of this out, in June or whatever. It's like, not always are you going to find everything out.
Right.
Number one. But number two is it's the stuff that's being discussed are the inconsistencies.
Yes.
Stuff that seems a little off,
Yes. I loved Dr. John on Bella's thing. He was so informative with the PCA too. Like, just getting a detective's view on it.
Yeah.
Like, we're making these big deals and he's like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Or
I have my theories about that though too. Like,
yeah.
I don't know everything that they talked about, but I was not there. I was there for like a hot second. I was celebrating my birthday, but it's the same thing when I've talked to Scott Roeder about.
Yes.
He's like, Leanna, if I'm not following or if I'm not involved in the case, like, I'm not going to know, every little thing. And so my thing is just, I think that's when it just comes like, I'll talk to a detective or, whoever, but I'll talk about protocols, because unless you know the case, I'm not too proud to say that I know more about this case than somebody, because I do, because I've been following it and I have all the documents and I've gone over all the documents.
Right.
And police officers aren't going to come on anybody's panel and like throw other police officers underneath the bus.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
For sure. That's actually, it's funny because when I found your channel, I was also watching a couple like old detectives. And I actually stopped watching them because
I see Boston backstage and I see Annie Potts. So we'll be getting to you guys in just a second.
I'm almost. I actually stopped watching them because I feel like they're not going to give you honesty per se. If there's something going on with the police, with the detectives or the police, and I want honesty. Like, if there is if it's going on, it's going on. It's going on all over. So let's not act like Moscow's the only police or Pullman that has corruption. There's a lot of them that do, unfortunately. But if it is going on, let's nip it.
And sometimes, guys, it's not even about like corruption.
Right.
It's just about people being like, when you do your job a certain way for so long, or you're lazy and you cut corners, what do you think you're gonna do when something like you need to like do it the right way?
Yes.
Okay, that's like anything in life. When you cut
yes.
So
you don't realize which case is going to blow up, and it's going to be this huge where you needed to make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are marked.
Yeah. So it's to me, it's not even sometimes about corruption. It's just about you're doing your job and you didn't do it properly, and it fucked up a bunch of stuff.
Yep, taking pride in your work. And
well, I'm so glad that you popped on here, baby mommy.
Thanks,
love you to death.
Girlfriend. Love you too, girl. I love you so much.
And I love that you're always here supporting. You rock and keep on.
I love your channel. I love Chad. I love everybody here.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
Thank you. You are too. I'll talk to you later.
All right, babe. Sounds good.
Okay.
There she was, Miss BB Mommy. What is up, Annie Potts?
Oh my gosh, hey.
Oh my gosh, hey, how are you?
I only called in because I'm like, is nobody really calling in at all? But then you had somebody on, and then Boston's in there, so you can go do that.
Oh no, Boston just kind of fell off. So I
Oh,
went to, she's like, I was running into the store. I will come up afterwards. I'm glad that you're
oh,
running
nice.
errands for us, Boston, and our trip. Thank you.
Well, I know you're doing quick and then kicking people off. So I have a question
Yeah. So
because
what
I
do you
think
think about,
probably,
yeah, what do you got?
well, you know, off the top of your head, I'm obviously not looking at documents. I'm making lunch right now. What time, what time is law enforcement, saying that he left Pullman?
They're saying that he left Pullman at 2:53. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2:53. He left
Okay.
his
And when
apartment at
when
2:47.
he left his apartment at 2:47, when
Yeah,
was
like
Kaylee's?
2:42, then 2:47, then 2:53. Like he was all in the same area for 9 minutes. And I said, how is that possible that you'd be on this camera and that camera? Like, what were you? Like, there's just no way that you,
Right.
if you're driving around, getting out of the town, you're going to be so much further, so much further. So,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
it took
So
too long to get.
if he's leaving Pullman by what, like 2:50 something?
2:50. Yeah, I'll give you the exact time. But it should have, he should have actually arrived even earlier than 3:29.
Well, that's where here's where I'm going with this. When was Kaylee's last call out on her phone?
To same time, 2:52. Kaylee and Maddie's at 2:52.
Their last phone calls are going out at the same time he's leaving Pullman.
Yes, allegedly.
Okay.
Right around like the same time.
And what time do they have him pulling into Moscow? First,
3:29.
3:20. And it's only a 10-minute drive.
Well, it's
Right.
like 15. So let me pull this out. My probable cause.
Like even if he took the long way, 15 minutes.
Yeah, he should have been. It says. I want to give you the exact time.
Give me his stops, like times for his stops.
Yeah, let me grab out my timeline here. So it is the next page. All right. So at 2:44, so a review of that video indicated that approximately at 2:44 a.m. on November 13th, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as suspect vehicle number 1, was observed on WSU surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northwest Stadium Way. At approximately 2:53 a.m., a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling on Southeast Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington towards 270. So
wait, what time was the Stadium Way camera?
So 2:44 is the first one, then 2:53, but those are really close in proximity. And so I said there's no way that much time would pass. Okay.
Well, I'm asking about the Stadium Way camera pickup because if I remember correctly, Stadium Way is the corner. So the corner of Latah and Stadium Way, if I remember correctly, that's Kopaka's address.
Yeah, so where this was though, this was down by like where I did an episode on this, and I believe the reason they were using this marking point is it's really close to the police department.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's like these cameras are really close to each other. So there's no way, like the way they were traveling, like the direction, you'd be going actually the opposite way. So
Well,
he
I
would
guess
have to
what
make
I'm
like a
trying to figure
circle.
out-
He had to make like a circle.
And that's where I'm going with this. So
But yeah,
if
but
he
I already
was
did all of that. It's nowhere near that apartment complex.
he doesn't go by Kopaka,
No,
because I know they live
he's
really
over
close
by he's over by the Rogers Hall and over by Grimes. And if you actually make that loop, you're passing the police department. And that's why
And
I
now,
thought they were being
didn't
deceptive.
they say he actually like went past Moscow first before he came back in to Moscow? Isn't there another town he went to or something first?
What day?
on the 13th. So like they have him. I know they have him pulling in.
Yeah, they just have him at 2. It's afterwards. So, but my thing is, so between this, so he gets over, so he's leaving this area then at 2:53 a.m. Okay, and he's seen on this next camera allegedly at 3:26 a.m. It would not take that much time to get. There's 15 minutes. There's an extra 15 minutes.
Right.
So,
but they don't have him stopping anywhere else in that 15 minutes.
No, that's just the first. That's yeah. He would be seen on that camera if he's driving straight to. If that car is the one at 2:53 a.m. is the same car that would be seen at the 3:26 a.m. It wouldn't take you that long to get there.
Right.
So,
and where is the first?
Where was
pickup?
he between?
26.
Where was he between 2:53 and 3:26? Because it does not take that long to get there.
Well, even the 3:26 time, where exactly?
He's on that's at Indian Trails. It was seen on a house camera.
Mm-hmm.
Again, and I just can't wait to see these cameras because these
and
cameras
from
don't pick that stuff up. It's really so.
Well, I get it. So then from what, 3:26 to 4:04, nothing?
What was it?
So at 26, 29, then to 4:04, nothing?
3:26, he's seen at the one. Then at 3:29, he's seen in King. So then 3:29 to 4:04, I'm just, they're saying between 3:29 and 4:04 that he makes 3 passes by there. He makes 3 passes by that house, huh?
Right. And didn't they say that that's also when his phone was off at that time?
Yeah, his phone was off before the 2:44 a.m. So I'm saying for him to be passing by, everybody wants to just focus in on this 4:04. That hey, he's passing by his 4th time. So I'm like, okay, guys, let's back up a second and let's talk about that. He passed that house 3 times between 3:29 and 4:04 because the 4:04 time was the 4th time. So let's talk about what the heck was going on between 3:29 and 4:04 that he was actually leaving the area. Where was he going? What was he doing? Who was possibly with him? Because I want to go back to this whole possibility of prior to 4:04, was anybody murdered?
Well, right. Or they just
before 3:29,
the wrong car.
Yeah, it's just like, what do you think somebody was doing? Just driving around? I mean, that's like, I mean, we're talking about premeditated murder. We're talking about going over there.
Wait, so on none of these cameras, okay, so here's what I don't get, right? If they're using cameras off of like stoplights and shit like that, none of these cameras picked up a license plate?
As of right now, the way the PCA is written, you would not be writing suspect vehicle 1 if you had a license plate.
That's what I mean. I don't understand.
But we're going to move on to butterflies just because I want to keep this going. But you're awesome. But yeah, you're on the right path. Like, there's not enough time. Like, he should be on these cameras sooner. So what was he doing?
Well, hey, enjoy the rest of the day. I'm going to have lunch. Thanks for having me on.
What did you make?
I just made some salad, mac and cheese for the kids. I'm about to eat a salad. Yeah.
Love it. All right, go do it, girl.
All right, bye.
All right, bye, Annie. Love her. Love her. Love her. All right, go ahead and hit that again. If you guys are just waiting in the back area, you guys can just stay back there, or you guys can just keep on trying to hit the button. But
I cannot hear shit. Audio.
Can you hear now? We can hear you, butterflies.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? What do you think?
What do I think?
Are you in a Jeep right now?
No, I wish.
It looks like a Jeep. What kind of car is that? You don't have to sell.
Can you see me? Can people see me right now?
Yeah, you can hit the thing off if you don't want it on.
I don't even know what's happening. I don't know how to work my damn phone. This is
Yeah.
stupid.
What's up, girl? What's up?
Hi. I don't even know what's going on. But if you can see me, great. What do I think? I think I go back and forth with everything with him.
Okay.
I
We
think
got a
that
back and forther. Good, good.
I am back and forther. Like
I think that's fair. I think that's
I
think
honestly
that's
think,
honest. I think that's
I
honest.
think that I don't think that they would have arrested him if they didn't have enough. And I honestly think that they would never arrest a human if they didn't have enough information on it.
Okay.
And I think
Do
that
you
there's
think
going to
he's
be a lot more.
involved? You think he's involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think that he probably, oh my gosh. I think that I probably think he did it, but then again, there's times I don't, but I trust law enforcement so much. So I don't think that anybody would frame him. I know you did that one podcast on like framing, or you did that one like sneak on framing and like what his friend said, but I don't think that anybody would frame him, because why would somebody,
Well, because I like to use the term like, is it framing, or is it like, let's just blame him after the fact? Was it people panicking? Because when you talk about like something that's premeditated to the point that this is a planned thing, you're planning on getting away with something, you're going over there with a plan to do this, but then everything that had transpired that night is kind of just like, how can you say this is a plan? Who would ever,
Well, I think he went over with one goal, Maddie. And
you're leaning towards Maddie.
Yeah, I think he went over for Maddie. Kaylee got in the way.
Okay.
Ethan and Xana were there. Unfortunately, they were there. And he probably thinks Dylan heard him. I really think that Dylan probably screamed something out, freaked him out, so he left right away.
Okay.
I
And
think
so,
that's
but
what
like
happened.
you think that, I mean,
I think he's a psycho. Honestly, the more I learn about him, the more I learn about him, the more I think he's insane. Like, I mean,
I think anybody that would do this is,
well,
I
obviously.
think anybody and everybody that's involved in something like this is not right.
And I know you've like emphasized people sometimes when they say people and like the affidavits. I know you've done that. So that does make me question, was it only him? Because you're right. They have used the word people.
Yeah. We want people.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. Like, who are these people?
That's why I keep saying, who are these people?
Yeah. But maybe they just say people. I don't know. Sometimes I say they're, like, if I say like, hey, they were home, but I'm talking about one person. I don't know. Like, that could happen sometimes. I don't know. That's why I'm flip-flopping. I'm a flip-flopper. I don't know.
But you're allowed to. You're allowed to. I think you make some really good points here. It's all about the evidence, right? Because it's whatever you're being told and you get to see. And so like, I think that that's money. I think that you're doing it the right way. I think it's okay to flip-flop back and forth, because that's telling me that you're taking into account what's coming out. You know what I mean? You're not dead set on something. You're able to see past, like, that'd be great for somebody that would be like a jury member to, okay, here, I heard this. Okay, wait, now the defense is coming in with their side. And now, now they just went ahead and poked all these holes. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's,
I mean, like,
mindset would be a great,
like Murdoch, like, honestly, like, I wasn't sold.
Yeah.
I would have hung that jury.
Me too. I'm not going to lie.
I would have hung that jury.
Yeah, you showed me that he financially was a piece of shit. That's what you showed me.
Yeah, he would have gone to jail anyway.
And also what you're showing me is that there's so many other people that had motive to do this.
Yeah. Like, how do you know, like, he didn't owe somebody money? And that's why
people money.
Like, seriously, like, I mean, that did that. Like, there's so many. I mean, I would have hung that jury very fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, this case, who knows? I mean, they're going to come out with something. You know what I mean? They're going to come out.
That's why I'm going to be there for it. I'm going to make sure that the truth is there, whatever it is, that the reporting coming from that courtroom is, because I've witnessed one-sided bias reporting from a courtroom before, and I was like, holy shit, now I see how this could easily happen. And for the courtrooms that aren't with the video camera on them, and then we're just relying on the media to tell us what happened in there. And I saw it happen before, and I was like, no way, I'll be there, because if this is not going to be on, if it's not going to be televised, and we could be told anything, You know what I mean?
Biased. Everything's biased. I mean, I don't believe anything. That's why I flip flop. I don't buy anything. I don't believe anything I hear. I need facts. Like, I'm like you. That's why I love you. That's why I started following you.
Thank you,
You're
butterflies.
You're welcome, love.
Thank you. Well, you were awesome. Make sure you call in some more. We're going to move it here on to Connie and then Sheila.
Yay.
But thank you so much. You're a great caller, and you'd be awesome on a jury. Like, I would want you on my jury.
Well, good. I'm glad. I hope so.
Thank you,
I'm all for
hon.
freedom and peace and love. Love you guys.
Thank you, babe. She's a sweetheart, guys. That's a great caller there. What's up, Connie? How are you? Welcome.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, just hanging with the best of y'all.
Good.
So what do you think? What do you think about the 329 to 404? What do you think was going on?
I don't know. I know what they can't show us was going on that they say was going on. I mean, you have no record of the DoorDash guy. He would have had to have been in that area at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And would have been delivering the food at that point. Where's his vehicle? Where's his entrance into that area, exit out of that area?
Yeah, I think yep. And I think other people, you got pedestrians walking around over there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, yeah, because you have the calls that were a block away from the police.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
I mean, there's a lot of time there that's unaccounted for.
Exactly. That's why I want to see, if I'm on the jury, you're not going to sit here and tell me that the only time that your camera was working when this white Elantra was around, but the other times that there was other people or vehicles that, it didn't catch that. I'm going to call bullshit and I'm going to say, yep, nope. I'm throwing out everything that your camera has to show me then.
And are the cameras color or are they black and white?
Like I said, in 2023, 2022, you would think that, obviously it is going to be nighttime, but everything's so far advanced. Like I'm doing this Jared Brannigan and I was amazed at the Nest camera that they were able to get. It's super clear. You can hear the gunshots and everything like that, but what you can't see is anything happening because of where it took place. But you can, it's in color. And if it would have taken place like right outside of that house, then that Nest camera would have picked up not only the gunshots, but it would have picked up, I think, your actor rather. But it's
because how do we even know it was an actual white Elantra?
Yeah, when they say something that looks like a car, they're not identifying that vehicle. They're identifying that this car looks like suspect vehicle 1. And they say that a lot in the PCA, and they're using their language for a reason. I don't care what any 40-year vet is going to tell me on that. You write your PCA for a reason, the way that you wrote it. So I also have done this case in the amount of time, and I've went through every single document.
Oh, I know. I watch all the lives that you do. When you do them, I watch.
Yeah. So it was like, all I have to say about all of that is, I want your 40 years experience on protocol. That's all I care about. I want your 40 years experience on protocol.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of that was not followed in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and I think that their protocol isn't followed on a lot of things like...
it's like even the search warrants out of the house in Pennsylvania. A lot of that stuff, I don't even think a lot of that stuff was his. I think some of that stuff was just in the house.
Yeah, and to me, I care more about...
you put it out there to make people perceive it to be a certain way.
Yeah, I care more about Washington. What was going on in Washington?
Yeah, I want to see more of what they got out of his place. Where does that stuff lead? Not what they got out of even his car at that point. Because at that point, he had already had time to scrub that sucker down. And
yeah, you know how much blood was at the scene. So you want to try to get your hands on, I would think you're trying to get your hands on these vehicles as fast as you can to try to pick up any type of evidence, not a car that's driven across country. And now anybody could have been in there, and it'll be really interesting. But I think that 329 to 404, not talking about that and not talking about the different vehicles that you can see, the different people that you can see. And you know what they say, what goes up must come down. So I want to know any vehicle that went back there. I want to know when it actually left there. I want to know any person that went back there when that person actually left there.
Yeah.
Just because, I'm trying to say, like,
yeah, because we know for sure from what they say, you got the DoorDash driver that he was in there at that point in time. He would have seen Kohlberger's car. If Kohlberger's car was in the area, he should have seen it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, girl. I got to move it on here to Sheila.
Yep.
You rock, though. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
And,
you have a good afternoon.
Yeah, you do the same. I like where your head's at, girl.
All right.
Another rocking. See these callers, man? They're just rocking. What is up, Sheila B? Hi.
Hey, Lana. Hi,
How
fam.
are you? Good to see
Nice
you.
to see you.
So what's up? What do you think? 329 to 404. What do you think?
I'm getting a lot of feedback here because I can't hear very well. Can I turn it off anyhow?
Oh, is it double feed for you?
Yeah.
Turn off the YouTube one.
How?
Just go through the StreamYard. So here, you know what I'll do? Here, I'm gonna remove you and add you really quick. Let me see if it happens. Okay. Is that better?
No, but I won't be long anyway. I just wanted to say hi and offer you hugs for all you're going through at the moment.
Oh, thank you. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you very much. That means a lot.
Also,
you. Thank you.
Also, do you remember the coroner saying about the drug tests and everything? What happened about that? What was the outcome of that?
They haven't come back with anything as far as the toxicology.
Yeah,
are you talking about the coroner when she was like, "Oh, the drugs won't matter"?
Yeah, the toxicology reports, because I just have a feeling like that. Yes.
So are you?
I have a feeling like there was drugs involved in Ethan. Like, I know it's.
Yeah. I think that when the coroner was like, "Oh, I don't think the drugs are gonna have anything to do with, like, time of death or anything like that." It's like, well, we didn't say that the drugs were gonna have anything to do with time of death. We're more or less talking about, and Scott Roeder brought it up, and he's like, yeah, you'd want to know what was in people's systems. You'd want to know if somebody was drugged, and that's why they're easily able to be taken over. I mean, but obviously all of that matters. You know what I'm saying? All of that matters. So
they definitely did those tests, though, did they? We just not heard.
I'm hoping that they did.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they did, but we haven't heard if it is there. We don't know about it yet. I think that it will come out at the preliminary hearing.
Oh.
I think that a handful of stuff's going to come out, but I also think a handful of stuff isn't. They're going to hold back.
It's hard. I'm still getting this feedback. I need to learn how to work this.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I'm sorry, babe. Well, you're awesome and you're amazing, and I'm so glad that you popped up here.
But anyway, I'll let you get on with your next caller because it's hard.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, hon?
Oh.
Thank you for your love and support.
You take care.
You. Okay. Thank you. Another one. She's a sweetheart. Let's go. Here we got Janelle. Hi.
Hey, Lana.
Hi. How are you? Good to see you.
How are you?
I'm here.
So longtime listener, first time caller.
Okay, welcome. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. So a couple of things. It's super interesting to listen to you break down all the theories. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, what do you think happened at this point? One, and two, it was super cool the other week, whenever it was, when you approached your arguments from like the side of the prosecution and the side of the defense. That was awesome. It'd be super cool to hear you do that again sometime.
Oh, when we did like the mock trial.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Gina came on, and that was super fun. That was really neat to sort of get inside your brain that way. That was fun.
Yeah. I think where I'm at with a lot of things is that I will always be that you are innocent until proven guilty, because that's a really important foundation that everybody should have that if you live here in the United States, because that's what our Constitution, that's what everything is built on. Our laws, and then it's, you have to have probable cause for this. There has to be a process for this so that people aren't wrongfully just, accused and convicted. And So I'm also the type of person that, hey, if there's piece of shit people out there and there's psychopaths and stuff like that, go get the evidence, do
Right.
it the right way, and then nail the person the right way. You know what I mean?
I guess I'm just wondering what your theory is.
Well, my theory is that it's we have a circumstantial case.
Sure.
And when you have a circumstantial case, it leads a lot to be like, I'm hoping let's see what physical evidence comes out.
Right.
But right now, based off of what you're telling me, if you think that I'm going to put somebody to death based on what we know right now, I think that that's absolutely absurd.
Right. Sure. Of course. Right.
So off of what we have right now, there's no way I'm going to be sitting as a juror and being like, yeah, guys, I think that the amount of questions and that the parents had, everybody was on different pages. I think the amount of inconsistencies, I think that Moscow as well as Pullman have a lot of hidden things in their closets.
For sure.
And for whatever reason, they think that some stuff is going to come out because of this case. And you know what? If it does, it does. And then you deal with it after the fact. But to continue on covering up for certain different things that are going on, whether it's the Greek life, whether it's the drugs in the community, whatever it may be, if you don't do it the right way and these parents and people that are in that community don't demand that it's done the right way, people are going to continue to die, whether it's drug overdoses, whether it's people purposely doing stuff to people. I mean,
Right. Sure.
At the end of the day, the only way that you can't keep putting a Band-Aid over a bleeding wound. And that's what I see. And
Right.
this was just something that it kind of exploded. And you're not going to sit here and tell me a guy just drove across the country and within 3 months, with no ties to these people, and there was 6 people in that house and 2 of them are just totally
Sure.
I mean, it wasn't like he even attempted to harm those 2. So where like somebody's just trying to like run away and they were able to scream and go to the neighbors and say, oh my God, let me in,
Yeah. We really don't know much still.
Yeah. So like when you hear like that portion of it and you want to talk about somebody that like cased the place and would have known all of this and then totally thought that they could do this and those 2 people aren't going to do or say anything. I mean, come on.
Right.
So I think I want to know a lot more about that. But where I stand on it all right now is that there's just way too many question marks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go get my own answers. I mean, I'm going to Idaho. I'm going to be there a couple of times and I have no problem asking questions. I'll be very polite about it. And I'll treat everybody with the same amount of respect that I would want to be treated with. And asking questions doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah. So true. And we somehow lose sight of that sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
We're
So
also standing up for the idea of innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
It's a lot of backlash in an interesting way.
Yeah. And so it's and I think that if you're compassionate about something, if you have compassion and you show passion and you handle yourself a certain way, and because I do support law enforcement, I do support police officers. I think that they do way more than write tickets for us when we speed. You should be able to call them and they're going to be the first ones to show up for you and they're going to do it in record time.
In an emergency, I certainly want somebody that I can call to show up. But I want them to do things properly. It's interesting when I see people feel some sort of way about critiquing law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting because I think a lot about surgeons and doctors, and it's a very hard job. It's very traumatic. It's very shocking. It's a lot of, a lot of trauma comes along with that. And yet we expect them to perform perfectly every time. But you know why? Because that's their job.
Yeah. Well, think about when we don't perform perfectly at our jobs, we get fired.
So weird to me that we have this gray area when it comes to law enforcement and accountability where we're comfortable sort of saying like, well, everybody was in shock and it was a really traumatic situation. Sure. Except that that's supposed to be what you're training for. Your whole career is this 1 or 2.
I agree.
Really need to stand up and show up and do the right thing. And we feel some way about saying it. It's interesting.
Yeah. No, I think you just nailed a great point there, which is our careers, our professions. So what are, when we're not doing something right in our profession, what happens? I can't just be like, you know what? I was so in shock when that caller called me and they really wanted their vacuum, like lickety split. And I just was like cussing them out. I was in shock though.
Yeah.
You know?
And I made up things and said things that weren't true and to customers. Yeah, it's a whole different
Yeah.
expectations. I'm not sure why, but at least we're talking about it as a
Yeah.
society. It's not something that's really been approached from this sort of breakdown. It'll be neat to see how this access to technology impacts the requirements and the like standards we're able to hold law enforcement to, because it can't be the facts can't be gotten around.
Yeah. I think that you bring up great points, and I love it. This is your first call in, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yay. All right, cool. Well, then you're going to have to do it more often. Everyone's loving you in chat. So thank you so much.
Thanks. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. You have a good afternoon, love.
You. Bye.
Oh, she did great. You guys, these people are just rocking it. Here we go. Bridget, what's up? Bridget, how are you?
Hey,
How are you? Welcome. Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to be a cop like many years ago. Can you see me? Because I don't see anything on there.
Oh, I have a black screen. You can make it so you can see yourself if you want. I don't know how you'd have to
No, that's
okay. We can hear you though.
That's cool. Okay. Many years ago, I was a cop. There's too much about this case.
Thank you for your service.
That I loved serving my country, my community. That was my life's thing. But anyway, so a lot of people are forgetting a lot of things about this case, and go back to when the cops stopped kids in the field, Banfield. I watched that and I thought, this is ridiculous. They're wasting time on these 3 kids. It's like they're drawing it out intentionally. That was my thought when I first watched it.
Okay.
And they were in little white cars, those electric cars or whatever you call them.
Oh yeah, the hybrid cars.
Specifically that night. Yes, and they specifically made a point to say they were using these little white hybrid cars that night, and they were all over the place. And then we see the 4 people running behind the cops that nobody really pursued and found out what that was about. And so the cops are everywhere, right? I mean, all hours of this is going on. The cops are everywhere. And I've been in many scenes. Bloody. And you, first of all, you don't have a clean scene where there's no footprints, period, ever. And you don't have a scene where the coroner's not allowed in until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, ever. And you're certainly not going to have people roaming around at 9 o'clock in the morning, freaking out because people are dead in an area where the cops are already saturated, stopping people for being drunk and everything else. And the cops not know about it. There's no way the cops in that town did not know about this. There's no way. They held off. Something was cleaned up. Something was done until that call was made at 11:58. I can assure you, with everything that happened the way it did, there's not somebody in that police department who did not know what was in that house. Yeah. Now, were they involved? I don't know. I mean, this could go deep. This could be really crazy.
Doesn't it feel like it's
there's
like
so much being there's so much being hidden and lied about. And then I watched that police chief, and when he was giving so many interviews, he just smirked like he was trying to keep from laughing. And I thought, man, there's just something really off about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then he had I mean, that's, you're right, because and then he felt the need to talk about it. He's like, then he had to give an explanation why he was acting like that. And I was just like, why is he even explaining himself? You know?
Right. And most police departments, they're going to have like a media person, somebody who is capable of being professional and saying, you know, I can't answer that or whatever, instead of just this police chief who is just all over the place with his emotions and his facial. I don't know. That was weird. But
yeah, I think you're right. I think you're spot on with that. 100%.
Yeah, I honestly think that there was more than him. It was not just him. There's no way it was just him. He did not come into town and 3 months later just decide at 3. Okay, first of all, when he left his house, there was the hit and run. There was police everywhere. There was traffic. He had to go a detour. And he did that with intention to be somewhere at a certain time. He had to do it. Now, if I was planning on killing somebody and I walked out my door and there's police everywhere and all this crap going on in my yard, oh no, I think I'll wait. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like go out and come back bloody with all this going on in my front yard. It's just not gonna happen. So
Yeah, I mean, unless it was cleaned up by
anyway,
that time, I'm trying to still get my hands on some of that stuff because the hit and run
well,
was at
what I
11:40.
understand, yeah,
So the only thing
yeah.
that I can think of is
When
if
there's a
like
death,
I don't think there was a death though.
I thought somebody died. I could be wrong, but anyway, usually
Or somebody
always
no,
when there's
somebody got hit
a
by a
fatality.
car, but they didn't die, but they definitely got hit by a car.
Well, let's put it this way: if it's a fatality or if it's a crime, like they were hit intentionally, or somebody was drunk and they hit
Like a
them,
drunk
and so they
driver.
had to investigate it. Yeah, if they have to investigate it, like that person's going to die and they're potentially going to go to a murder trial down the road, then they're going to pull all stops and it's going to take hours. So, even if somebody didn't die, they might have investigated it like somebody did,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
Yeah. I agree.
But anyway,
I
so
agree with that.
yeah, no, I don't think we're ever going to know the truth, to be honest with you, unless somebody talks, and nobody's
I
going to
agree with
talk.
you. I agree with you. I think there's a lot of moving parts, and I think that's the thing with this is that to say there would just be one person here, I think there's a lot of moving parts, which in turn could be multiple people, maybe not initially like that, but one person not to have any, like you said, no tracks coming out of the house, no tracks at all. Like where's the blood trail?
Well, let me ask you
Where's
this:
that knife? That would have been dripping blood. That knife would have been dripping blood
right?
everywhere.
Okay, Dylan, I don't know. Somebody says her mom or her dad is like a lawyer, a big shot somewhere. Is that true?
A family member is not her mom nor her dad, but I believe I don't know if it's like an aunt, but
Well, sometimes connections are very important, and I could easily see. Now, this is just like nobody's ever brought up this theory, but I could easily see Dylan going upstairs and confronting the girls because they had issues the week before about drugs being dealt out of the house, and the TikTok was made and all that stuff. I could easily see her going up there and confronting, and then something happening, and then when something happened, the two downstairs are just kind of chilling in their room, and then all of a sudden they hear this big mess going on upstairs, and then when she comes downstairs, she's got to deal with them because she just did the unspeakable. Now, that's just theory. That's just saying. I could easily see that. And then if that happened, then I can see Bethany leaving the house because I did hear there was a welfare check for a female who was at the apartments in next door. And then 30 minutes after the welfare check, that same female called and checked on the dog from that house.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird times. There's definitely a lot of weird times going on with a bunch of different stuff.
But if there was a cover up, if she did something like in the heat of the moment and just lost it, and then she could be making phone calls. She could have, who knows? She might have known this guy, Brian. She might have called him. She might have called family. She might have called somebody in law enforcement. Then we had an 8-hour cleanup.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to see these people's phone records. I want to see their phone. What I learned from that Murdoch trial and what these phones could tell you, and they all had iPhones from what I can see. So I want to see the phones and what they all did. I want to see if they were holding their phones, how many steps they made with their phones. Did they have their Google trackers on? Did they have them purposely off? Because can you imagine saying that you didn't wake up until your friends got there, but yet you took 270 steps, let's say, in the morning? You know how many, like 270 steps is a lot of steps to take to say you didn't leave your bedroom. Were you running in place?
But you got to remember, if this is a cover up, and I fully believe we had an 8-hour cleanup and cover up. I fully believe that. And if high level people are involved, you're not ever going to see that evidence. You're not ever going to see the true evidence. I mean, you might get something fabricated, but if it is in fact a high
Nick, we
level
got you
cover
coming
up
up
for
next.
whatever
Okay, hon.
reason, I'm sorry, what?
Oh no, sorry. I was just letting her know backstage that we got her
Okay.
up next. You're good, baby.
Sorry.
I just didn't want her to worry.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I agree with
did
you.
want
I
to
agree with
say
you.
that
They're going to have to answer to that 8 hours. They're going to, especially if there's no, if there's phone activity, if Bethany's moving around and Dylan's moving around between those 8 hours, okay, and their phones are moving around, their phones are doing things, they're going to have to explain that.
Yeah. When you go out there, I hope you're one, gonna have somebody with you, and two, just be situational aware of your surroundings and
I got a
everybody
bodyguard.
at all times.
I do.
Yeah,
I got a big
good.
bodyguard. Bridget, you're the best.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in, and thank you so much for your, you were a cop, and I love it. I love it because I love when I hear that women, want to get into that position. But thank you so much for your service, and I mean, I'm sure you said you loved it, and I hope you're enjoying whatever it is that you're doing now. But thank you so much.
Oh, I'm Terry H, by the way. Bridget was my dog. So,
oh, okay. It comes up as
yeah,
Bridget.
retired
Sorry.
now.
Okay.
I know.
Well,
I made this account like long ago.
okay, so Terry, thank
But
you.
anyway, all right. Have a good day.
You rock. Aw, what a sweetheart. Yes, give it up. Who is that photo in the orange sweatshirt? That's me. That's me just being me. All right, what's up? We got Nick. What's up, Nick? How are you?
Hi.
Hi, welcome. Is this your first time calling in?
No, last time I
That's-
just lips done, so I had to
Oh, okay. How do you got your lips done?
Yeah.
Oh, I could say so many things, but I don't want to be too sexual. They look great.
Thank you.
Is it different? Hold on one second. I'm grabbing something to drink.
Do what?
Spring break, girl. I'm on spring break. Mom left my food in here. Like a little chunk. I got my lunch here. I have a big lunch. Let's see.
I'm trying to keep carbs low right now. I feel ya.
All right. We got Brussels sprouts, some steak, and some mashed potatoes for lunch.
Ooh,
I just had to grab some of those.
do the steak in a cast iron and then use sprouts.
I'm on spring break. I should be on the beach right now.
I know. I'm sitting here counting calories and getting ready to do a grocery trip.
Oh, there you go. So what's good? What do you think? Welcome.
Well, you had said earlier, a few shows ago, like that don't prove what happened to the victims by other people's accounts. Look at their phones, look at their records and things like that. And it got me thinking, well, they have footage of a mysterious Elantra. Why don't they use that footage to prove, instead of guessing or taking somebody at their word? Why don't they just check footage?
Absolutely.
And the other thing that the Ring audio that got leaked and debunked and all that stuff, Court TV asked the neighbor right next door to the front door, but Xana's was in the back of the house. And I think it was you. It might have been a different, but can I say the other channel?
Go ahead.
He's not up anymore, but Doc Thrifty had posted a body cam video. I don't remember who. I know it's trustworthy, so it had to be one of you guys. Of the other neighbor, the diagonal one, like the one across from the back of the house, having her car broken into, panties were stolen and like stuffed in the drawer and all kinds of stupid stuff, and or the cup holder. And
yeah. That was in March of earlier that year.
And she'd said, I don't know why my head looks so big right now.
I love the hair though.
Like I have like a 6 head. That is not it.
That's funny.
Stupid. I wonder if it's that. I have a thing on there so I know where to look. But anyhow, that she had just ordered a ring cam that night. And so it was like, darn, one day too like late getting this ring cam. But they have it. You can look at the footage. They have it all installed up still. That house does too.
Yeah, I think I'm curious if that's one of the footages that they're talking about.
I would think so.
I think that's one of the footage. Yeah.
Because that would have the back way of them.
It has like,
Yeah.
And it was a very odd call.
Yeah.
Tonight, when my live happens, I'm discussing the delivery trucks that Payne put in for the search warrant. He wanted to know the UPS delivery trucks that had delivered in the past week of the house.
I have one more thing I wanted to like let you know while I'm thinking right now. I've had a bunch of other people asking me like, why is there rewind. October 3rd forward is when they wanted the delivery stuff. And everybody's like, well, why then? How did they know if the weapon had been ordered that it would be delivered in that time frame? But if you notice, there's also a Japanese financial transaction. I think he ordered it from Japan, and that's
hot damn. You think it came from Japan?
Mm-hmm.
Hot damn, girl. Okay.
On there, there's one where the country of origin says JP, and that's Japan.
Damn. Okay.
My ex and still best friend used to do crypto when we were married for like a decade. He did crypto for the Marine Corps, so I know all the codes and stuff like that. So
wow. Okay. Wow. I think that's interesting. So he ordered. Wait. So do you think that Brian ordered it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think that Brian did this? You think he did this with other people, by himself?
I think there were other people. I think that that's the reason that St. Louis has military bank financial information pulled. I think that that's why there's obscure redacted stuff that was from Illinois codes. And then there was another document in regards to Pennsylvania that I had found pretty early on where the reference number was 1004. And that made me think that, the delivery truck dates were November 3rd forward. And then the reference number for like a quick jot just to send it to a different department that had jurisdiction was 10-4. And so that would make sense. It would be about a month before you would get something from Japan. So I looked that up, and sure as it's not, there was
really?
financial information there too. So
I'd be interested to see that, Nikki. If you want mind emailing me, if you want to email me some of that stuff that you found. I love to learn. So like stuff that I find interesting, stuff that I think is worth like a peek. I think that's interesting. And do you think that, now my question is, do you feel like you could ever be like an impartial jury member here for like this case? Would you be able to be a jury member that was like, okay, I'm going to take just what the evidence has in the courtroom? Do you feel like you could be that, knowing how much digging you've done on the case? I'm always curious to know, like,
I do
just be an impartial jury member.
I think I could, just because there have been so many times where I've had this, oh, it's got to be this, and then I have found something and it has proven me wrong, and I've had to tell people like, nope, it wasn't that. You know, it can't be this if this fits, and this is what I found. So I don't think I could go into it totally. Like, I'd be looking for what I thought in the beginning, but at the same time, autism makes it pretty easy to throw out like biases and stuff like that. So I'd probably just
love it, because I'm not gonna, I kid you not, every caller that's been today, I've been having like a little check mark, and I said, okay, I think they'd be impartial. I think that they would listen to what went on in that courtroom and be able to not like, they wouldn't go in there like, okay, you're gonna have to make me change my mind. It would be more like a, okay, here I am, present it to me, and then I'm gonna make up my mind type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I just think more people should go into, if you're going to take on, and be on a jury, any jury, not even just this case, any jury, that it's got to be that thought process that it's like, I don't want that. You got to make me change my mind. It's like, okay, I'm here, present it so that I can make up my mind then.
Exactly.
and I see a lot of people that have ever called in here. I can tell by the way that people write in here that I'll tell you what, God forbid, if I was ever needing a jury, I would hope that they pull from people that have ever been on my channel.
Yeah.
Because I would want that for anybody though.
Agree.
I would want that for even like, I'm sorry, like even like the people that we think are the sickest, you know. Yeah, do I think that Lori Vallow is guilty? Absolutely, I think she's guilty.
Mm.
Could I go on that? Would I ever say that I could be an impartial juror for Lori Vallow's case? F no. You want to
Yeah.
know why? You want to know why? I would be honest about it. I already did my own research on this case. I think this woman's shit bat crazy. So no,
Mhm.
I can't be. So I'm gonna, vote me off. Okay, please vote me off.
I think having kids makes it hard too when it's small children involved, and especially if
100.
type thing, then it's just you just go into it like I really tried. There was somebody had put something up about just even if you don't support the person that committed the crime,
Mm-hmm.
I think that postpartum is such a horrible, awful thing that shouldn't be taboo.
Mm-hmm.
Could you say I stand with so and so? And I put no, I won't. I can say I stood alone for a very long time, and it sounds like you did too. I stand with you, but I can't stand with someone who acted on it. That's I didn't want to hurt my children. I guess being autistic, I had it backwards.
Okay.
So I wasn't touching them or couldn't smell them. I would freak out. And their dad was in the military constantly deploying, and he was like, could I please hold my child? Oh no, this is going to be the same time or the same thing as when you had our daughter. Like I can't touch her. And I'm like, no, I have to know they're okay. Like,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. I just, I love where your head's at. I love it because this is your second time now on here. And I love what you had to say the last time. I'm even loving more of what you're saying now. And I love when people go and they're like, I want to make up my own mind. I'm not going to just let somebody that I listen to on YouTube or wherever, like, I'm gonna do my own research. And but will I take what people have to say and compare it to what I have come up with? Absolutely. And I just think that that's what you do. And I think that's amazing. And I think that more people should consider being like that. So kudos to you, girl.
Love what you have to say too, because here we all are.
Yeah, it's I think that that's a great mindset, and you got it. You
Thank
keep
you.
being you. So how do you like your new lips?
They're not really new. They're just kind of refilled.
Okay, so does it hurt?
I don't think so, but a lot of people do.
Okay, like because I'm like a baby, so like on a scale of like is it like you getting like a tattoo? Okay, so I have no tattoos. I'm like your all-American girl. I have no tattoos. I think it's a commitment issue for me. That's why I tell everybody all the time. I'm like, a tattoo, oh my God, it's there for life. Like, woo. But also I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna hurt, I think the only thing that I could ever get tattooed would be like something about my son.
Yeah.
Like something family, something that's like you would never regret getting,
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
like, is it like a prick? Like, how does it like, do they put you to sleep to do it? Do they give you like sleeping gas or like, do you like laughing gas or what is it called?
I think everybody else gets like a numbing shot, but I'm allergic to anything that ends in the letter CET.
Okay.
Which is a fun thing to find out after you've had your wisdom teeth pulled at 14.
Okay. Okay. I know I got my tonsils taken out. I almost died on the table when I was 16. They punctured an abscess and they didn't know it was there. And I started squirting blood, I guess, everywhere. And my mom thought this was just gonna be like an in and out process. And here, like hours were going by, and she's like, my daughter, where is my daughter? She's just supposed to be back there getting her tonsils taken out. And they're like, we'll have the doctor come out and see you in a minute. And they were like, okay, well, we almost lost her on the table. And I wake up, my whole family's there. And I'm like, what are y'all doing here? I just got my tonsils taken out. My mom's like, we have to tell you that. But I almost died at the age of 16. So I was like they were telling me that, should we get our son's tonsils taken out like at a young age? I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. As soon as we can, because I almost died, I guess. But so you think it's not painful, but you would see how others could think it's painful?
I guess I just kind of got used to it. Like I even have to, anytime I've had dental work done and I'm putting off I had lip piercing, and I'm ground down my front tooth shorter.
Okay.
And I put off getting the veneer done because I can't have the nummy stuff. And it,
Okay.
but
Cool. Well, geez. Well, I give you, like I said, so much credit. You're beautiful. Love it. Love your glow. You have a great glow to you. Keep on it. Keep on being glowy.
You too.
So thank you so much. And then call in again. Like I said, I'll be live later. Tonight's going to be an awesome one. Something that we have not talked about yet. For the first time, I am going to talk about the search warrant that has to do with the delivery trucks. We are going to talk about the delivery trucks for the first time. So make sure that you join later. And because I'm going to be wrapping this up, I wanted to keep this right around an hour. A little nap time sesh for the Eastern Standard folks that are listening at work. And Lana, it's needles. Yeah, I don't want needles. I hate needles. Like, oh God, the thought of a needle makes me, sorry.
Needles don't bug me. Veins bug me. If they say they take blood or do an IV, I'm into a 6-year-old.
God, yes. Gosh,
Bubble, one bad germ.
Oh, so like when I was little, I wouldn't drink after anybody. Germs,
No, I keep veins. Veins freak me out so bad. I don't even like seeing them or people touching mine. It's weird.
Oh, like when I work out, my veins pop out. Yeah, okay.
I don't like people.
Whoa. I said the same thing, butterflies. I feel like tattoos would be addicting for me because I said if I got one, I would just want to get like a leg sleeve, like a leg sleeve.
Started up over here. I don't know if you can see. Well, the top one's a pig with a pompadour.
Oh my.
And then I've got the oyster from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay. Oh God, how many tattoos do you have?
A lot.
Gosh, like you don't even know.
Gosh, like
more than 20?
Or I could count. I think at least 20.
Oh wow, okay. But they all mean something to you, right?
Yeah, and like the rest of my arm isn't like, I do have that for my kids, but.
Oh, okay. Would you ever consider getting like a sleeve?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on this one. It's travel.
Okay. So, I think sleeves are hot. I think they're sexy. So I give you props for that.
Pompadours for Memphis, and then I've got a voodoo doll for New Orleans, the oysters for Seattle, and then I've got a cactus shaped like a middle finger.
You prick! I'm flicking you off because you're a prick. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it's for the 10 years I lived in Joshua Tree, Palm Springs, because I hated it. So
you did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny though. Nice. All right. Well, you rock, and I will talk to you later. Yeah, email me. You have my email, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, shoot me an email. I want to see some of that stuff. And I'm going to talk to all of you guys hopefully later. You guys can join. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
yeah, there.
That way that mod squad hopefully can be there. I try to get it in a little earlier before she goes to bed. But thank you so much to all of you guys. And Nick, thanks for being on here again. And I'll see you soon.
Hey.
All right, bye. Again, you guys rock. Make sure you're on your way out. If you like the video, thumbs it up. If it wasn't your cup of tea, hit your DNA and the thumbs down. Either way, make yourself known and keep on being kind to one another. Thank you for being kind in chat. I mean, like I said, you guys just rock. That's all I got to say. Go eat some lunch. So bye. Oh, and Mandy, I think you tried to come backstage. So you can come back on and be the first caller tonight. So I think I saw you pop back there. Don't get scared now. All right, bye guys. Thanks to all the callers as well.